The mist hung low over the Maryland fields as dawn broke on September 17, 1862. It was the morning of the Battle of Antietam, and the air was already thick with tension. Union troops moved into position, their boots silent on the damp ground, while Confederate soldiers fortified their lines on the other side of the cornfields. Among the Union men stood Thomas Whitaker, a 13-year-old drummer boy from Pennsylvania. His uniform was too large, his eyes too wide, and his drum hung loosely around his neck. He had lied about his age to join the army. His brother James had fallen at Shiloh, and Thomas wanted to serve to honor him. His unit, the 125th Pennsylvania Infantry, was preparing for a charge. Colonel Wallace walked past the lines, his voice firm but calm. "We march with purpose today, boys. Let no one falter." Thomas's hands trembled as he beat the signal. The sound of drums echoed through the fog like a heartbeat of war. The ground shook as men surged forward. Musket fire erupted. Cannons roared from the hillsides. Screams rose into the sky. Thomas stayed behind the line, drumming to keep rhythm. But as the Union men fell and the field turned red, his orders changed. "Get to the wounded," a sergeant yelled. Thomas dropped his sticks and ran, dodging bullets and stepping over the dead. He reached a young soldier groaning on the ground, his leg torn by shrapnel. The man gripped his hand. "Don't leave me," he gasped. "I won't," Thomas said. "I promise." The soldier's name was Elijah Monroe, just 19, from Ohio. Thomas tore strips from his own shirt to bind the wound, then dragged Elijah behind a fallen tree. Shots cracked above their heads. Dirt exploded beside them. As the hours passed, Thomas kept Elijah conscious, telling stories about home, about fishing with his father and climbing trees with James. Elijah smiled weakly. "You're braver than most grown men here," he said. "I just want to help," Thomas replied. "That's all." The battle raged into the afternoon. Blood ran like rivers in the cornfields. Union troops pushed, fell, then surged again. From their shelter, Thomas and Elijah could see the chaos unfold. Flags torn, horses screaming, men crying out for mothers they would never see again. As dusk neared, Thomas heard footsteps. He raised a rock, ready to fight, but it was a Union officer. "What are you doing here, boy?" the officer barked. "He's hurt," Thomas said. "He can't walk." The officer hesitated, then knelt beside Elijah. "We're pulling back. I'll carry him. Stay close." Together, they lifted Elijah and retreated to the medical tents. That night, under flickering lanterns, doctors worked frantically. Elijah survived, though he lost his leg. Before being taken away, he grabbed Thomas's hand. "You saved me." "I promised," Thomas said. 2 months later, Washington, D.C. Elijah lay in a recovery bed at a military hospital. His spirits were high despite his injury. Letters from his family brought news of a hero's welcome waiting at home. One morning, a surprise visitor arrived. Thomas in full uniform carrying his drum. "Thought you were dead." Elijah laughed. Thomas grinned. "Not yet." He had come to visit before returning to his unit. "They need more drummers," he said. "But I'll write. And when the war's over, you'll visit Ohio," Elijah finished. They clasped hands again. 2 boys thrown into a man's war, changed forever by a promise kept under fire. Epilogue. Years later, Elijah opened a letter from Thomas, now a schoolteacher. It included a faded photo of the two at the battlefield memorial, standing beside a statue of a drummer boy. The letter ended simply. "War took too much from us. But I'll never forget the day I found a brother in the middle of hell."